We bet Diablo fans didn't see this coming, but Season 11 is swinging in with a shocker, and Chaos Armor is getting snapped out of existence. Hey GadInsiders, welcome back to your tech and gaming hub. The wildly popular tool, which was added in Season 10's fiery Season of Infernal Chaos, is officially being removed. The Chaos Armor was loved for letting players slap unique affixes onto gear types that were never meant to hold them, be it druids, rogues, or barbarians. Everyone got in on the mayhem. Even iconic setups like the Evade Spiritborn with the Ushe Nakpa Chaos Helm, Companion Druid with Chaos Pants, and the Dance of Knives Rogue with Chaos Boots became instant community favorites. But when the Season of Divine Intervention lands, it's over. No more equipping it, no more experimenting, no more chaotic genius. Blizzard is giving players one last chance to go wild before the curtain falls. So, enjoy it while you can. Fans think their build power will drop once Chaos Armor is gone, making this one of the most controversial seasonal removals yet. But Season 11 won't leave players empty-handed because it'll bring Sanctification, the new seasonal mechanic that lets you boost gear with extra bonus powers. Unlike Chaos Armor, it can't break your gear, which means no disastrous stats. It's safer, calmer, and definitely less chaotic. It's not a true replacement, but more of a gentler tool for players to give their setups a glow up. Still, Chaos Armor's impact won't be forgotten. It changed the game, reshaped class fantasies, and delivered some of the most fun builds Diablo 4 has ever seen. Fans are hoping it'll return, or at least something equally wild will drop in future seasons. For more updates, like this video, comment, subscribe to GadInsider. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you never miss any tech update. How you can get Izu's Heirloom unique in Diablo 4. Izu's Heirloom in Diablo 4 is a legendary unique item which can significantly enhance your character's abilities and playstyle. Its unique properties make it a must-have for any serious Diablo 4 player looking to take their gameplay to the next level. However, to get your hands on Izu's Heirloom, you'll need to navigate the game's challenging endgame content and overcome tough enemies. But don't worry, with the right strategies and knowledge, you can increase your chances of acquiring this coveted item. You can get the Izu's Heirloom unique boots among the first unique items unveiled at launch in Diablo 4. You'll have to reach World Tier 3 minimum. Beginning at World Tier 3 and expanding to World Tier 4, you can unfold chests across Sanctuary, and there's a possibility you'll locate the Izu's Heirloom unique. However, as a rule of thumb, harder challenges and activities offer a better chance at farming uniques. So completing Gathering Legions, running Nightmare Dungeons, and even facing world bosses will work much more effectively. Additionally, you can select to farm Izu's Heirloom unique boots by facing Uber bosses. This endgame activity revealed during Season 2 will have you face strong bosses at particular places in Sanctuary by offering summoning materials. In case of Izu's Heirloom, you'll need to face the Echo of Varshan or the Beast in the Ice Uber bosses. Since Izu's Heirloom is part of their loot table, there are numerous versions of these bosses with particular material requirements. GadInsider has compiled a table to know from where to get them. If you've got the Izu's Heirloom during your travels in Diablo 4, then your Sorcerer build will support an increased critical strike chance boost of 20 to 40% depending on your movement speed bonus. Movement speed more than 12.5 to 18%. Critical strike damage more than 57 to 75%. Movement speed for 7 seconds after killing an elite, 8 to 12.5%. And resistance to all elements, 8 to 10%. Step aside modern music because 80s video game soundtracks still pack more punch than many of today's flashy scores. Hello and welcome to GadInsider, your tech and gaming hub. From the heroic fanfare of The Legend of Zelda to the stages of Mega Man 2, the NES era proved that limited hardware couldn't stop composers from creating unforgettable music that still defines gaming today. Koji Kondo's Zelda scores set the gold standard with overworld themes and eerie dungeon tunes that turned a simple 8-bit adventure into an epic quest. Mega Man 2 followed with Takashi Tatishi's adrenaline-charged robot master melodies. Each stage came with a mini musical masterpiece building up to the climactic Wily Castle showdown. On the handheld front, Super Mario took Game Boy's tiny speakers to their limits, giving you a mix of bouncy tunes and Middle Eastern-inspired tracks that felt fresh and inventive for the series. Even licensed games like DuckTales brought Scrooge McDuck's globe-trotting escapades to life with Hiroshi Tonomura's playful and atmospheric NES soundtrack, while Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse pushed the console sound chip to the limit, offering a dark and gothic tune that can beat any modern horror game. These soundtracks weren't just background noise, they are how we remember the games now. Before orchestras and techno beats, these pixel-powered compositions showed a few beat boops were enough to spark adventure, tension, and joy that last decades. In the battle of old vs new, the 80s still win over many big budget releases. Which one is the most nostalgic for you? Tell us in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to GadInsider, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss any tech or gaming update. Survival games aren't just about dodging death, they're about how you do it. They're a battle of your nerves. Welcome back to GadInsider, your tech and gaming hub. Here are the games that push you to the edge and keep you coming back for more. Ark Survival Evolved throws you into a mysterious island in your underwear and then unleashes dinosaurs. From hunting and gathering to taming raptors and building massive fortresses, Ark is one of the wildest survival sandboxes out there. Want to ride a T-Rex into battle? This is your game. Then Sons of the Forest is a masterclass in tension. A spiritual and literal successor to The Forest emerges terrifying horror with creative building. The AI companions like Kelvin add a strategic layer as you explore the island's sinister secrets and hope you're not being watched. 7 Days to Die blends survival, crafting, and zombie horror into one highly addictive experience. With 7 in-game days to prep before a deadly horde arrives, every minute counts. It's like Minecraft meeting The Walking Dead and decided to raise the stakes. Don't Starve is as charming as it is ruthless. Its Tim Burton art style hides a deeply punishing wild space filled with monsters, madness, and mystery. Learn fast or die faster. And at last, there's Pacific Drive, the genre's strangest twist yet. It's just you in your car driving through a haunted American wasteland. Your garage is your base, your car is your lifeline, and every trip into the unknown is a fight for survival. Each game rewrites the rules of survival, and not all of them play fair, and that's the fun of it. The question remains, can you survive them? Tell us in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to GadInsider, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss any tech and gaming update. Before Mario became the face of Nintendo, the company churned out a string of quirky, forgotten arcade hits that almost vanished into gaming history. Hello and welcome to GadInsider, your hub for all the tech news. From bug-spraying apes to balloon-bopping battles, these pre-Mario classics showcase the wild, experimental side of Nintendo long before plumbers and power-ups ruled the world. Take Donkey Kong 3, where Hero Stanley replaced Mario and battled both Donkey Kong and swarms of insects. It's a bold twist that left fans cold. Balloon Fight had players floating across platforms, popping rivals' balloons and dodging leaping fish with a chaotic multiplayer twist but a little lasting fame. Devil World courted controversy with its hellish mazes and demon-themed gameplay for which it got banned too, but that kept it hidden until 2023. Meanwhile, Kung Fu put gamers in martial arts action climbing a pagoda, but the title quickly felt dated after Mario's revolutionary debut. And Ice Climber with its duo of parka-clad climbers battling beasts up icy mountains faded despite landing in Super Smash Bros. Years later. These forgotten gems are Nintendo's creative risks before the industry was dominated by its iconic Mario. While some mechanics and characters might show up in modern titles, the original adventures are collectible of the lost arcade era, waiting for gamers curious enough to dig into the company's pre-Mario catalog. For true Nintendo fans, these games offer a glimpse at the quirky experimentation that laid the groundwork for the gaming empire we know today. Which titles have you already heard of? Tell us in the comments, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to GadInsider, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss any tech or gaming update.